So, what are the top 10 Nigerian dishes? It's a really tough question. One that's bound to spark debates, strong opinions, and maybe a little hunger. Today, we're diving into it. Now, of course, this list is completely subjective, and while I've put a lot of thought into it, I also know that food is personal and everyone has their favorites. Aside from just ranking these dishes, I'll also give a quick run through on how to make them. And hey, if you enjoy watching this video, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. It really does help the channel grow. Let's dive in. Kicking off the list at number 10, we've got moi moi. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love moi moi, but the other dishes on this list just edged it out. So it's going to sit comfortably at my number 10 spot for now. Moi moi is steamed bean pudding that's perfect for breakfast, brunch, or even as a light lunch. It's surprisingly easy to make. To whip up a batch, you start by peeling the skin off the beans, then blend them with peppers, onion, crayfish, and seasoning, and you blend that until it's smooth. Once your batter is ready, pour into containers. So moi moi leaves is traditionally used if you want that authentic flavor, but you can use ramekins, which I personally love using because they portion everything out perfectly. Transfer the ramekins to a pot and then steam for about 30 minutes or until the moi moi is set and it's ready. Moi moi is so versatile, you can enjoy it as a side dish or as a main meal depending on how hungry you are. I absolutely love it, but compared to what's coming up next, it's going to have to stay right here at number 10. Next up at number 9, it's none other than pepper soup, also known as the dish that will have you sweating and smiling at the same time. Pepper soup is that go-to comfort meal, especially when you're in the mood for something hot and spicy. It's one of the best things you can take if you're feeling under the weather or if you're just craving for something light and flavorful. I think one of the best things about pepper soup is the variety. There's something for everyone, be it goat meat pepper soup, chicken, catfish, or even assorted meat pepper soup. Everybody has their favorites. For me, goat meat pepper soup with yam is the ultimate comfort food. Chicken pepper soup is probably the most popular, but I think you can't go wrong with any version. Making pepper soup is very easy. You start by boiling the meat of choice with onions and seasoning. Once it's nice and tender, add the pepper soup spice. You can get this at the market or most Nigerian stores. The pepper soup spice is a blend of local spices like uda, ehuru, and oziza seed, which is where the soup gets that signature aroma from. Add some water, add enough pepper, as much as you can handle. I like using fresh pepper for pepper soup. Allow everything simmer, then finish it off with some fresh herbs like uziza, scent leaf, or basil. And just like that, you've got a perfect bowl of pepper soup ready to enjoy. Again, I'll rank this higher if I could, but with so many amazing Nigerian dishes to get through, pepper soup is going to have to hold its spot at number 9. I still remember one of the best yam pottage I ever had. It was in Port Harcourt. I walked into a restaurant and for some reason ordered yam pottage. Before this, I've never really been a fan of yam pottage as we never really had it growing up. I still don't remember why I ordered it, and I don't even remember the name of the place, but I can still taste the soft, tender yam in that thick, creamy, perfectly seasoned sauce. It was pure perfection. When made right, yam pottage becomes a meal that can make you question your life choices, like, why haven't I been eating this every day? To make yam pottage, start by peeling and cutting your yams into cubes. The type of yam really matters. You need a good, white, soft, and thready yam for the best result. Cut into medium cubes, not too big but not too small. Meanwhile, fry some onions and crayfish in palm oil. Add the pepper mix, which is just a blend of tomatoes and peppers. Season with salt, seasoning cubes, and any other seasonings you like. Add your yam with enough water and let it cook until tender. When it's cooked and soft, mash some of the yam to get that creamy texture. You can add some vegetables at the end. I like to add spinach or kale just for some added nutrition. Add the vegetables at the end to keep them as fresh and vibrant as possible. You can enjoy it as it is, or you can add some protein. I love pairing mine with peppered fish for some added spice. Yam pottage is proof that something can look simple but taste absolutely amazing, and whoever created this dish ate with that one. Coming up at number 7, we have another yam dish, and it's none other than yam and egg. Now, yam and egg is a classic. Boiled or fried yam, it doesn't matter. Paired with our favorite egg sauce, which is egg loaded with peppers and onions, simply perfection. To make it, you slice your yam into thick pieces, season with salt, and then cook until soft. For the eggs, roughly blend some chopped onions, peppers, and tomatoes. Heat up some oil and fry until it's a bit cooked and no longer sour. In a separate bowl, scramble a few eggs, season with salt, then pour in the scrambled egg into the pepper mix. Then you gently scramble until the eggs are cooked and your egg sauce is ready. Serve with the boiled yam and you've got yourself a quick, easy, and very filling dish. Definitely one of my favorite meals, and I am very happy to put it in the number 7th position. Sliding into the top 6, we've got our very first soup on the list, and that is okra soup. Now, I know some people aren't fans of okra because of the slimy texture, but for those who love it, love it. Making okra is very easy. One of the simplest ways to make it is by chopping the okra, then cook the meat with salt and seasoning cubes. Cook until it's nice and soft. You can use goat meat, beef, or a combination of both. Add some offals, pomo, or assorted meats if you like that. You can also add some smoked dried fish for that extra smoky flavor. Once the meat is ready, add your palm oil, crayfish, blended pepper, and allow everything simmer. Add the okra last. Okra doesn't need much time to cook because it's a vegetable. At the end, you can also throw in some chopped green leafy veggies for more nutrients. My favorite thing to pair with okra soup is eba, but it also goes perfectly with pounded yam or fufu. You can also enjoy okra by itself as a low-carb meal. Coming in at number 5 is none other than our favorite Nigerian fried rice. Honestly, I'm surprised fried rice is number 5 because most people already know how much I love fried rice. I have so many fried rice recipes on this page. Fried rice, when made properly, is so good. The small, perfectly seasoned vegetables, the fried liver, and of course, the rice with just the perfect texture. Growing up, I was always put in charge of making fried rice because I made it best, not to brag. Plus, I enjoyed making it. For me, fried rice is such a fun dish to make. First, you start by boiling the meat. I personally think chicken works best, but turkey and beef are also great options. Once the meat is done, fry it until it's golden brown. Then use that flavorful chicken broth to cook the rice. Add some curry powder for that signature yellow color. Once the rice is cooked, let it cool down for a bit. Meanwhile, fry the seasoned liver and shrimp if you're using it. Chop your veggies nice and small. It makes the dish so much more enjoyable. Fry the veggies until they're slightly soft and don't forget to season them. I like to use salt, seasoning cubes, and white pepper. The white pepper adds such a beautiful flavor to the dish. When the veggies are a bit soft, add the cooked rice, the shrimp, and the fried liver. Stir fry for a few minutes and your fried rice is ready. I have several fried rice recipes on this page, so if you're looking for a more step-by-step guide, be sure to check them out. Not only for the fried rice, but for the other dishes featured in this list. Fried rice is best served with some cold coleslaw. The combination of the hot and cold is so good. Add the chicken on the side, and you've got yourself the perfect meal. I wasn't always a fan of beans. It was one of those meals that will always show up in a massive pot, and I'll do everything I could to avoid it. The grown-ups will say, eat your beans, they're full of protein and they'll make you tall. But no matter how many times I heard it, I just couldn't enjoy beans. Coming home from school and seeing beans on the menu, it was enough to ruin my day. I would feel like crying. Then one day, something changed. My mom made beans using a different method. She fried the pepper sauce first before adding the beans. And let me tell you, it was a game changer. That version was hands down the best beans I'd ever tasted. From that moment on, I realized beans could actually be amazing, and it became one of my favorite foods. One of the things I love about beans is how versatile it is. Beans and gari, beans and soft agege bread, beans and crispy fried plantains, even beans on its own is great. And if you have never tried beans with dried gari sprinkled on top, you need to try it. All I'm saying is that my love for beans runs deep. Now, if you want to make the best beans of your life, here's how to do it. Start by washing and boiling the beans. If you struggle with heartburn after eating beans, parboil them first without any seasoning, then throw the water away. This helps reduce gas and bloating. After that, return the beans back to the pot. Add a bit of salt and seasoning and bring it to a boil until the beans is soft. You can also use a pressure cooker to speed things up if you're in a hurry. In a separate pot, heat up some palm oil and fry the pepper mix. This is just a blend of lots of onions and peppers. You can also add bell peppers for extra sweetness. Fry the sauce really well, season with salt and some seasoning cubes. Some people like to add crayfish, but I'm not really a fan. When the pepper sauce looks a bit darker in color, you can then add the cooked beans and some of the beans water or regular water. Mix again until everything comes together, then cover and allow to simmer on low heat for about 5 minutes. After that, your beans pottage is ready. Let me know in the comments how you feel about beans, and if, like me, you're also a beans lover for life. One now in the top 3 and taking the bronze medal is none other than egusi soup. Egusi soup is hands down one of the most popular soups in Nigeria, and for good reason. It's thick, rich, and it's just so good. Growing up, whenever we visited our grandma in the village, she would always make a big pot of egusi soup. Let me tell you, the amount of oil floating on this soup was something else. I'm talking freshly squeezed oil with that distinct aroma. She always served it with smooth, hot, freshly pounded yam. One bite and you forget all your problems. There are so many ways to make egusi soup, but here's my favorite way. First, boil the meat you're using with salt and seasoning. While that's cooking, mix your blended egusi with a little water or meat stock to form a thick paste. Blend pepper and onions, then heat up some palm oil and fry the onions, iru, and crayfish until your neighbors can smell it. Next, add the blended pepper mix, season, and let it fry for a bit. Pour in some of the meat stock, then add the egusi paste and let it cook on low heat until it starts to form clumps. Egusi burns easily, so make sure you take it slow and cook on low heat. Once that's done, add the remaining stock, the boiled meat, and then finish off with some fresh vegetables. I love using a mix of bitter leaf, uziza leaf, and spinach. Egusi soup goes perfectly with pounded yam, eba, amala, or even rice. It's such a special dish and truly deserves to be on the top 3 meals on this list. Coming up at number 2 is none other than the queen herself, jollof rice. Everyone loves jollof. And what's not to love? It's smoky, spicy, and it's just iconic. Now, even though it's not number one on this list, jollof rice holds its own crown. It's the most popular Nigerian dish outside of Nigeria. It's the life of every party. You can't attend a Nigerian party or wedding without seeing jollof. It's also one of the most searched Nigerian food online, and for good reason. It looks amazing, tastes even better, and when it's smoky, it's on a whole different level. Now, despite what people think, making jollof is actually pretty easy. Here's how I do it. Like almost every Nigerian dish, start by preparing your meat stock. I love using chicken for jollof rice. Boil the chicken with onions, garlic, ginger, and a mix of seasoning. Boil the meat until it's nice and tender, then fry until it's golden brown. Prepare the base. For this, you'll need tatashe or bell peppers, onions, tomatoes, atarudo or scotch bonnet peppers. Cut the veggies into smaller pieces, transfer to a pan, add some fresh thyme if you have that, roast for about 30 to 40 minutes, then blend until it's smooth. Now get a large pot and fry some chopped onions, going with the tomato paste. This is what gives the jollof that signature orangey red color. Make sure you fry the paste really well, then add the roasted pepper blend. Season with salt, chicken seasoning, thyme, curry powder, and bay leaves. Stir fry that for a bit and then add the chicken stock from earlier. Cover and allow to cook for a few minutes on low heat and then add the washed rice. The rice was washed several times until the water ran clear. Mix the rice in, add a little bit of water, then cover with foil paper. The foil paper helps to trap the steam so the rice cooks with very little water. Cook on medium to high heat to get that signature smoky flavor. And just like that, your jollof rice is ready. Serve with fried plantain and the juicy chicken. One taste and it's easy to understand why jollof rice is a national treasure. Before we get to the number one spot, let's take a moment to appreciate a few dishes that didn't quite make the list. Not because they aren't amazing, but because they are more of snacks or filler meals. First up for our honorable mention, we have the ultimate survival snack, saving lives since 1954. None other than Gari. Gari is Nigerians' own favorite cereal. Loved by all and cherished by many. When you're hungry and don't feel like cooking, it's Gari to the rescue. When you're craving something light, Gari always comes through. Sour Gari, also known as Ijebu Gari, soaked in ice cold water with peanuts and sugar, pure perfection. You can never go wrong with a refreshing bowl of Gari. Next on the honorable mentions list is the one and only fried plantain, as we fondly call it dodo. There is nothing quite like dodo. Crispy on the outside, soft and sweet on the inside. Fried plantain is that side dish that has the power to steal the spotlight from any main course. It pairs beautifully with rice, beans, eggs, or you can just enjoy it as a quick snack. I like my plantain thinly sliced. I don't like to add any salt or any seasoning. I fry it in medium heat so it gets nice and crispy. Sometimes I fry in palm oil, which just takes it to another level. Fried plantain is just so good. If this was a list about side dishes, it would be easily number one. So now that we've given a well-deserved shout out to our honorable mentions, it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Finally, taking our number one spot is none other than rice and stew. For me, rice and stew is the goat of all Nigerian foods. Simple, comforting, and satisfying. When it comes to versatility, nothing beats stew. You can enjoy it with almost anything. Bread, beans, yam, potatoes, plantain, pasta, eba, fufu, you name it. Of course, rice takes the crown. There's just something about perfectly fluffy white rice paired with red rich stew that just makes it unbeatable. If you want to talk about varieties, we have beef stew, chicken stew, dry fish stew, fresh fish stew, turkey stew, buka stew, and so much more. Which one is best? I'm not even going to go into that debate because that would be a whole other video on its own. Another magical thing about stew is how flexible it is. You can easily transform it into completely different meals. Add some eggs and you've got a delicious egg sauce. Throw in some tomato paste, rice, meat stock and water and you just made jollof rice. Add yam, palm oil, crayfish and you've got yourself a rich yam pottage. The possibilities are endless. To make stew, start by blending tomatoes, peppers, and onions. Then cook it down to reduce the excess water. Fry the mixture in hot oil. Season generously with salt, seasoning cubes, curry, and thyme. Add your choice of meat and meat stock. Let everything simmer until it comes together. And just like that, you've got the perfect pot of stew. Serve it with hot rice, fried plantain, and any other sides you like. Stew is something you always want to have in your fridge, so whenever you're hungry, you can easily just boil rice or pasta or yam, and in less than 20 minutes, you have a complete meal. The best part, you can enjoy it for lunch, dinner, and even breakfast. That's it, foodies. We've come to the end of our countdown. Let me know what you think and if you agree or disagree with this list. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Again, you can check out my channel for a more detailed explanation on how to make these dishes. Just search for Kiki Foodies along with the exact recipe you're looking for. You can also check out my blog, which is kikifoodies.com. Thanks everyone for watching. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and thank you for your continued support.